Alrighty, hello. I hope you can all hear me. Can you all hear me? Did it work? Yes? No? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Cool. I'm going to trust Hedge is not trolling me. So, if I look a little bit harried, it's because I just came back from hot yoga. Unfortunately, I have a life outside of Rome sometimes. But, so welcome to the Tourney Post-Mortem. And this Post-Mortem is basically an open forum discussion on how we can improve the Onslaught tournament series, as well as take your suggestions and make this a little bit more community-driven and to your taste. So the past season and a half have mostly been between myself and the team, and we kind of want to bring in a little bit more of your feedback and have an open discussion with you all. Before I get into that, I do want to address some prizes. We did just finish getting the winners, kind of their prizes list. I'm going to bring in the runners up into the prize distribution channel after this stream, and then I will have donation receipts also later today in the Discord for you all. Thank you for the subscription, Uganda, much appreciated. So that is coming. For those who are getting codes, those will be coming from Hedge. Give him a few weeks. They're not going to be distributed instantly. He is a busy man. Thank you for the subscription app, appreciate it. But they will be coming, and for those who are getting physical prizes like sweatshirts or posters, I will be sending you the shipping information. Oh my god, Uganda. Wow, thank you so much. Holy moly. Alright, so getting into this, let us start with the agenda. So, what is this Post-Mortem anyways? So, for those who are not familiar with the idea of a Post-Mortem is basically a discussion, usually with staff members, but I'm bringing all of you into there, of post-event of what went well, what didn't go so well, and where we have room for improvement. So that is what this discussion is going to be about. So we're going to start with what our strengths are, then going on to what our weaknesses were, what we'd like to improve upon, what we'd like to see happen in the future, and then we're going to have a discussion regarding the charity tournament that is going to happen around Christmas. This is still kind of in the works, and we want to get your thoughts on it. Yes, this is very much run by Sophia in the background, but we don't talk about that, Puli. I will say there isn't really any huge ground rules here. I expect this to be about an hour. The only ground rule I want to put on is I know that the tournament rebalance mod is definitely a point of discussion, but that is mostly outside the scope of this Post-Mortem. In the future, we're going to have feedback open again once the rebalance team feels a little bit more comfortable and have a little bit of break, because they did spend a lot of time, developing and processing feedback. So if you have feedback specifically regarding balance, that's something that will come at a later date. For now, we would like to hear a little bit on how you felt implementation and announcement was. So, moving on, we are going to move on to strength. So we're going to do something that we would call body storming. It's basically the idea of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. So opening the floor to all of you are, what did you feel went well this season or even in past seasons with the tournament? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you feel we could keep going with? Where do you feel that we can really take advantage of these things that we're already doing and keep going with them? And you can just throw them into the chat as you have them. Consistency? What do you feel is consistent about it? Do you mean like the time frame? Good teams? Would you say that they're good to watch? Or like, you know, they're entertaining to watch? Or do you feel that having good teams is driving some level of competitiveness? Or both? Consistency of the tourney happening, so timeline. Entertaining shoutcasting. That's good to hear. I know we definitely had a new shoutcaster, and Korbeck actually donated his time, and that was so good. Hey Ishka. Me existing. I'm not going to put that as a strength because this is recorded and posted, and I don't want anyone thinking I'm cheating my own turn. Seems high skill. Okay. Okay. What do you all... What do you feel is working with the shoutcasting? We had and Ishka's here too, so what do you feel is working? Do you feel that the variety of shoutcasters are working, or that the way we're pairing them? Okay, person, check through the map progress. Okay, yeah, we'll put that in opportunities, Mr. Bisto. As long as the tourney is happening, there's room to improve. Tiers of difficulties? Do you feel that they were fair? I know we removed the legend tier 2 seasons ago. Do you feel that's fair? And there's no wrong answers here. I'm going to say one of the things that worked for us is that we have gotten Steam promotion. I think that's been working very well for us. There was a legend one a long time, yeah. Maybe not. So at the end of year 1 was our last legend. Yeah, Steam promotions were a good thing. FF, Fat Shark lift on prizes, codes, that's been helpful. Yarsa does check some of the team progressions, but he obviously cannot be everywhere at once. I feel that, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I feel the Saturday, Sunday time frames are pretty good, and that also having some level of flexible scheduling helps as well. Can you comment on what the strengths are from your end, Hedge? I think one of the things we don't know is how is this benefiting Fat Shark? I know you guys do a lot of lifts for us, but we actually don't know what it's like on the other end. I think the other thing that's helping is it's getting people to try modded, right? And that it's also getting people to meet new play groups, I think has been helping as well. And I'm probably gonna time box these so you can move on through some of them. Let me like write down some of these opportunity things. I mean, I would still say that, yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe do more captain series. Game is not exactly strength as much as a result. people giving advices about mods, so more helpful community interactions. I remember for people who have been in modded for at least a year before the modded Discord was remade, modded used to be a very closed area, and I feel the Tourney has definitely helped break down some of those walls. Okay, Tourney stream difficulty ramp up, added entertainment value. I will say tier 3 is probably our most viewed day. Okay, tournament helps players look at the game a whole new way, mod structure competition. Helps players see the game in a new light. Okay. From our perspective, the Tourney really opens folks' eyes to the mod realm, the awesome work folks put in there. In terms of ours, excited about seeing the best of us go forward in ways we never anticipated. Oh, that's good to hear. I'm sure people will be very excited to hear that. I know we definitely are like, what does Fat Shark think about the Tourney? Should we ask them? So exposure towards modders and their work in scope of Tourney. I know people want to know, how about Fat Shark getting more involved with the balancing of things? The mod is great, and not discussing the changes, just an idea. Yeah. I think that's an area of opportunity. I don't want this to turn into a discussion where we're all piling stuff on Hedge, like, Hedge, what about this? What about this? This is Hedge's day off, so he's doing us a favor here. But yeah, I will put that into the opportunity area. What about staff? I know Yarsa's here, I know Havoc's here. I know we got a couple of Tourney balance people here. What do you guys feel is, the strengths of this? I know Yarsa and Havoc have been involved for a few seasons. And then Yarsa has been involved pretty much since the beginning just because he likes these things. Staff. And Rob, yes, and Rob. I will say we had a change in staff organization. I felt that made things go smoother. Whether it be a duo tournament or is the focus of the future 4-man teams. So we normally have duo tournaments near Valentine's Day, kind of as like a cheeky play with your partner. So yeah, we do have duos. We had a duo last year. I expect we'll have one soon. Where do you feel the tournament's going right, Havoc? Improving skills? Skill improvement, motivation. I get to make a mod be good and not buggy. That's as much as I can think of on my 1 a.m. brain. I'm sorry, random. Staff is responsive. Good. Okay. Staff has been very responsive during the time leading up to the Tourney, plus the Tourney itself, which I felt is good showing. Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, I'm gonna say let's do one more and then we'll move on to weaknesses, and I'm sure we'll have a lot of them. Any more? Okay. So, let's move on to weaknesses. Alright, so this is things that didn't go so well. Balance is a tricky one for me to say too much on right now. I'd like us to be more proactive with adjustments, or rather quicker to be reactive. That's to say, it's a shame that rebalance needs to exist, but I appreciate why it does. Do you think the mod opened up career and playstyle since they were previously banned? I do think it helped with that. Yeah, random. I do think it helped with that. And I'm going to note that down in my notebook since I moved on to the next scene. But yes, I do think it was interesting to see a little bit of different meta and stuff like that. So, for weaknesses, where do you think things kind of went not so great? I will say Friday, whoa, caps lock. Friday time slot wasn't ideal. Yeah, well, yes, they're unpaid, but also that's something that we tell them up front. On the other hand, we do give them a little bit of like, usually it's a Steam gift card or a sweatshirt or some little like thank you gift. But yeah, that is kind of a weakness because it does mean that there isn't always the idea of feedback as strong, I guess. My Saturday VOD blunder? Well, that's not really your fault. We saw some careers without the mod wouldn't have shown it almost like even the careers are going to be dominant. Yeah, we appreciate that, Flam. I will say one of the weakness is changes in rules means translator lifts. Since we do have this in a number of different languages, Chinese teams usually behind in what's going on in modded, and that's due to Chinese restrictions, and we do have Royale with Cheese kind of has to fill stuff in there, so that's a lift on him, and I'd rather he not be doing so much work for us, that poor man. Distributing prizes with ties can be difficult. I know that's an issue that we've had. The amounts of doors it opens to reach a bigger audience for play is astounding. FS could do more to promote. Could do more to promote, okay. You said that, not me, Hedge. I'll hold that to you. Yeah, so definitely ties is something that's very, normally we don't mind ties, it's the prize distribution that gets a little bit strange with ties, yeah. Tiebreakers is something we've discussed, but we don't quite know what's feasible for that yet. Just because it could mean another hour or whatever that shoutcasters have to be there. In regards to the broadcast, the flexible time slot tied to Ishgal's broadcast were hilarious, but the interchange could make it hard to follow. Okay, yep. Interchangeable maps made shoutcasts hard to follow. Okay, that's fair. Make them do the jumping puzzle. Rebalance mod equals higher barrier to entry. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of us, we've never had a three-way tie before, so that was unexpected to all of us. And there were definitely some things, I'll be transparent, is that we were looking at some of the teams and we're like, I think some of these teams need to be moved up. And we were like, no, it'll be fine. So I will take some of the blame for that because we were just like, oh, it should be okay. When, you know, maybe our gut reaction was a little bit, was the correct one. Yeah, so I think better explanation of how prize pot works. So yeah, so I'm going to clear this up now, and this is how I phrased it, so this is my fault because I'm the one who wrote the rules. The way the prize pot works is there's normally 2 teams worth of prizes. It's not winner takes all. It's you get first shot, crack at the prize pot, and runner-up gets what's left over. So that's on me. The Russian team also thought it was winner take all. But unfortunately, our finances don't allow really winner take all. But yeah, and I will say, you know, finances can be an issue. So yeah, for Tourney prizes. How did you all feel about the lead-up time? We've had various feedback on the lead-up time for practice. Do you all feel 3 weeks was enough? Okay. I feel one weakness, and this is something Maya mentioned, is that practicing same maps can cause burnout for teams. I guess another thing to put in the notebook is that even if rebalance mod makes Tourney have higher barrier, it makes the Tourney more fun. Yeah, I'm gonna note that in my notebook. Do you feel you felt it was too long, Havoc? Yes and no. Yes, due to having previously for new players, it might not be enough. Yeah, I will say we tried to give the more difficult maps to the tier 3 teams. I think my team maybe had 3 hours worth of practice. Yeah, so reminders of when Tourney happens before announcement. Okay. We normally had 2 weeks, Maya, and we got feedback that that wasn't enough time, and we didn't want to do a whole month. So 3 weeks was kind of like our in-between. So maybe 2.5? New players still might not have enough time. Okay. So we had map walkthroughs last season, and the person who was doing those map walkthroughs unfortunately left the team to focus more on his mods. So that was something that we thought about doing and wound up not doing. But I do think it would be helpful to give a little bit more guide, so... I think 3 weeks might be too much. I'd rather people play modded normally, playing all maps early, and then when Tourney comes, they just practice certain map. Yeah, I think that's the idea. But I feel weakness is that people don't always know Tourney is happening until announcement. Like, we always get new people. I didn't know this was a thing until they see the Steam announcement. So, you know, maybe we don't have enough promo. Maybe we're not promoing it enough. Some people only play modded during the tournament, and some stick around. Blitz tourneys with little time to practice could be a cool format. Maybe some tutorials about installing mods and what exactly they do might be helpful for newbies. We do have that, and I forgot to play it. Yarsa created one. Tutorials for mods could be helpful. Yeah, this is true. A lot of people don't know that they're playing mods. Would a list of mods that aren't allowed, like straight up don't use these, be helpful? I remember discussing this in the Tourney chat. No list of mods that are banned. Let me put banned in this because I know that word is a hot button here. Known crashing issues. Known conflicts could be helpful. Okay. That would be helpful, Uganda, for sure. If only you want to. I know you've already done a lot since you translate our rules into French, so only if you want to. I know that's a lift. Vermintide 2 does not crash. What are you talking about? Crashing in my Vermintide? It doesn't exist. Maybe put more mods in the optional list instead. Doesn't easy enough to say everything that's not on there is not allowed. Could you explain upon that? Because I believe we only have like 4 optional mods. Oh, I see what you mean. More mods in the optional list. Okay, got it. Okay. More mods in optional. Okay. Yeah, so we definitely had some roadblockers this time, and having the change in staff and how the staff is structured helped that a lot. Alright, let's give it 2 more minutes for you all to throw out what else could be improved, and then we'll move into opportunities. Ban mods list could be helpful. Okay, yep. Will people be up for verification if there's any ban mods being implemented? Look up to Havoc's message? So I'm against making guides and such? What's the reason for that, Havoc? It's up to the user to be on those platforms. The question is, where do most Vermintide players get their updates? I'm just speaking from my experience, but most players are going to be... Steam gets the most output simply because it's there when you boot up the game, and then that's probably followed by Reddit. Read even further. Oh, I see. I mean, the essence of the tourney is having the sweatiest of nerds play against each other. Complete entry level is not the intent. That's what the Captain Series is for. I want to... So the Captain Series, I think, is one of the things I need to put in weaknesses here. So Yars has done a good job with the Captain Series, but Captain Series turnout is low, but no one quite knows why. We do. So if you... Below this stream, it says YouTube. We 100% have a YouTube here. Is it not? Well, is it not accurate? There's no Steam announcements for Captain Series. I think we wanted to do one, it just didn't happen. We had a good turnout, but then some people don't show up. We only have a limited amount of captains. We probably should feedback more Captain Series and see how that is. Did we get enough? Right, but did we get feedback on that, Yarsa? I don't remember if you did post feedback on that. We'll get you there, Hedge. We'll get you there. We've done... Actually, Captain Series is what started this. So Captain Series is older than the Onslaught Tournament series. So the legend of the Tournament series, the legend of Onslaught series, is that Bio created the Captain Series, and it was actually supposed to be the format that led up to the tournament. And it started out strong and then kind of tapered off. And then Tournament Series started, and that caused an uptick in people interested. So we rebooted Captain Series and did one. And the next one, normally we hold them between seasons. So Yarsa is in charge of that. You feel Captain Series are too short for their intent. Okay. Okay. Can you share any of that? Any plans for Incursion series? Possibly. It's one thing that makes it difficult is that having Ice not on staff means we can't ensure that the mod isn't going to be overhauled. Ice basically needs to play ball with us in order for that to happen, and sometimes that doesn't quite happen because he really wants to like make his mod the best it can be, and I don't fault him that. But yeah, so, and then we have to figure out how Incursion works because it's very RNG. They got, yes, so captains were handpicked only for this time. Shoutcasters could have more support. Having an even playing field, so having the same amount of time to play a new balanced mod. If the mod isn't ready a month or more prior to the tourney, it shouldn't be implemented. So we actually, well, okay, I see where you're coming from. You're saying that some people might not have played the balance mod until it was released. So this is one of those things that I think is a problem in search of an answer. We definitely actually had a testing period for the tournament, for the balance mod. And it was announced via the Discord, and it was also announced via Reddit and the Fat Shark forum. It was not announced via Steam. It was open to the public, yeah. So maybe better announcements on test mods. I'm not quite sure how we'd activate on that, but I think it's something to think about. And if you hear that, like, I don't know if you can hear this banging sound. They're doing. Oh my god! That's my dad. My dad just showed up randomly in my house. He left his phone here and he just showed up. Go, shoot! Oh my god! I thought Jesus Christ! The literal "Are you winning, son?" So my door has a key code on it, and my parents would lose the key to my house. So I just gave them the key code, and he didn't say when he was coming by to pick up his phone. I guess he wanted to say hi to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, someone's on the roof. No, it was my dad walking down the stairs. Oh my god. He was laughing at me. He's gone now. Okay. Thankfully, there's no webcam on this scene because I am bright pink. Yeah, that is a cool. Do you think better communication and logging of feedback from the balance mod would be good? You are on that team. How do you feel feedback is going for that, Random? We can create like a Kanban board for that. Would that be something you'd be interested in? I'm not even on the headset. I'm just deaf. Wasn't 90% of the feedback from just 5% of the players? On the balance mod? I will say that there was less feedback from people who played the balance mod versus, all the people who played it. So, yeah, but I think that's just the nature of feedback. A lot of people, in my experience in research and user research, a lot of people don't feedback unless they specifically have very strong feelings. Otherwise, it's like, okay, so imagine let's say you are typing in Microsoft Word and something comes up. How often would you recommend Microsoft Word to a friend? Most of us just click close. We don't have strong enough feelings to recommend it or participate in that, so. But yeah, we could do better tracking for that. Nerf the thing I log. One. All right, so. Yeah, that's going to be a thing. People not comfortable with theory crafting would not give the feeling about Tourney mod, maybe. Yeah, so, people who could feedback might be intimidated. Okay. So Squirrel Squad has this like Kanban board they used to have for community bugs, so maybe we could have an open board like that. Okay, so we've been on this for a little bit of time, so let's move on to opportunities here. So this is things that we could activate on. One of the things, and I know I asked Hedge for this, but is like exclusive tourney prizes. Again, this is going to be up to Fat Shark. I definitely did try getting some of the unreleased frames that aren't being used to be tourney prizes, but unfortunately that's not really in Hedge's hands. So he needs to go through like a certain process to get that happen. And yeah, but I feel there's a way to make this more exciting and have a little bit better incentive. Because like, I know the serpent frame is used for other specific things, and I don't want to completely destroy the rarity of the serpent frame by giving it out every single tourney. But I also want to give people the idea to win something in-game that they can show off. Is that something still that's open to us, Hedge? Okay, so yes, originally we did Steam wallet codes. Here's why I don't do them anymore. Yes, so I would love to have that conversation with you, Hedge, and like activate on that. But the reason we don't do Steam wallet codes is Steam has implemented a policy that I can't gift people specific things unless they're in my region, because apparently money laundering happens via Steam. So we used to have codes and they couldn't be activated unless you were in the United States or Europe. Some people actually play this via VPN and they won, and we couldn't give them a Steam wallet code. Like, I just had to transfer them for some CSGO stuff they wanted. Yeah. Is there something we could do something modded wise that is similar? So I know Raindish has like has like your own custom frame. We could maybe like commission Mio or Moth to create a custom tourney frame. But yeah, I also feel that like I want people to be able to show stuff off in live as well. But yeah, uplift into working with FFs more. Involve community artists more. Let me see. Let me catch up on what's going on with this here. Let me see what Dubin was saying here. I'm still not over my dad just startling me. Someone's gonna clip that. What I'm trying to imply is that if the mod isn't ready 2 months prior to the tourney, I don't think it should be implemented. Okay. Yeah, exclusive cosmetics implemented by FS. Exclusive keep art, yep. So I'm gonna kind of put that, so that could be frames, art, etc. Stop having friends in Serbia. Have more people help shoutcasters keep track of intense scenes of interest. Do you feel there's any opportunity to have different pairs of shoutcasters? I know Ishka would love to like shoutcast with Korbeck, and normally the way we've been pairing them out is like hype caster and then knowledgeable caster. So we have Ishka and Grim and Korbeck and Incan. Do Incan and Incan? Well, we'd have to duplicate Incan. So Shella, that's actually what I had discussed with Hedge, and unfortunately the deadline that we put on him for the tourney made it very difficult for him to get that to happen, so that's on us. But yeah, that's something that I definitely would like to see implemented, yeah. Make tutorial hammer skin a prize for Kruber. To be determined, yeah. How do you feel that there's any opportunities for scheduling? Not sure if this is the place, but as the concept of limiting the amount of times each career can be used per team as a balance, interesting. That could be interesting. So there's an opportunity for more formats for the tourney. There's definitely opportunity there. I have no idea if that's in the files or not. That is beyond my scope of knowledge. I think we all want the lamp hat. I think having a mix of hype entertainment cast and analytical expression sounds good to me, so they can hype something up while also explaining if the team player is doing something really well. There is a new people come to try modded, and if there's a rebound mod, take them time to adjust, and Deathwish, Onslaught, and Balance mod. Yeah, so this is something that I discussed with the team, but one of the things I'd like to do for like April Fools is do like a wild tourney, a wild format, but I have to discuss with that. So some of our team members, Bio, who likes to keep the format a little bit more serious. I think there's more opportunity for bring in longer feedback times for rebalance mods. You think tier 3 should get an extra 30 minutes or so? Why do you feel that is? Just elaborate that on why do you feel there should be an extra 30 minutes? I think further advancements about Tourney, like there'll be a Tourney in 2 months and then the Tourney balance mod maps. Okay, so better lead time into pre-announcements. Okay. Maybe a quick overview breakdown of the maps. So there's a thing for education here. So maybe this is just me, but maybe we could lift some of the channel into tutorials here. Channel for quick tutorials. Normally we do that with pregame. Because this ran three days, I did not do a pregame. But yeah, sometimes maybe a little training section. Maybe direct to modded Discord more. Hedge, what do you feel is there's opportunities on your end with Fat Shark and stuff, other than like promotion? What is there anything like mutually beneficial that can happen? having caused like kind of like tiebreaker situations. So we did that the first time, and Bio decided that it was a little too focused on speedrunning rather than technique. And I don't think that's something that the team is going to be willing to see. I do like the idea of a bonus map. So let's say, rather than kind of deciding on what this tiebreaker is, let's say there's an opportunities to create, to make tiebreaker formats, like sudden death. So there's a place for new player introductions and welcome. I don't remember quite what happened, but I think, no, they didn't tie. JSAT's team won, and then someone else won after that. And then this was like, so the first tourney, I don't remember what we did. I think the first tourney the first tourney it was just a tie. It was just a straight up tie. I think we didn't do anything after that for the first tourney. But for Onslaught series, I think JSAT's team won, and Bio decided to put in some restrictions that weren't time oriented, so people could take their time with the maps with new players. Each team elects a representative and they have to friendly fire each other to death. Well, we all know that either Core and I are going to win that, Sleazy. And maybe Absalom. Purpose Mod does a really good job of implementing other options rather than just nerfing all the OP weapons. Maybe buff some of the other options too. Yeah, so there's opportunity for rebalance growth, and that is definitely something they're going to do. Again, I think it came in a little bit late, Dubin, but I don't want to make this conversation on how the rebalance mod can be better. That's going to be a separate discussion. The rebalance team is working with it. The reason a lot of things weren't buffed or nerfed, or weapons weren't as touched as much as they could have, was on me, because I gave them a deadline. I said, you have X amount of time to get this done. Please work within it. Yeah, exactly. Well, exactly what Rob said. But yeah, I think there's an opportunity for rebalance growth for sure. There's definitely an opportunity for more promotion. And Ken might be sleeping. It's 1 o'clock-ish. Let the man have his sleep, Sleazy. Yep. Announcements in the official Verum server. No, he's doing analysis, Sleazy. He's doing like post-game analysis of like the actual runs. This is just what can we do better for the tournament. Let the bigger Verum YouTubers do shoutouts as well. So Core has actually been fairly on point about this. I know Core does a little shout out to his community on YouTube. The others, I think, are like, yes, I agree. But I also don't want to force YouTubers to feel like they have to do this. Hey, Curse. Launcher 3.0 is coming. We'll have much more opportunity to be flexible with the content in there. That's cool. I think it would be cool if it was balanced like MOBA games. Every season they tweak some characters, buffs and nerfs that continue to shake up the meta. So one character who wasn't in the limelight in the previous season, well, there. Vermintide could deal with careers. Okay, but he's always been cool with helping promote community stuff. Yep, I think we have with more formats. I think doing that would be cool, Ishka, but that's going to be up to the rebalance team since that's something they do in their free time. I think we can also promote Yarsa's Tourney mod collections more. He definitely created them and updated them, and I think we missed saying, hey, just download this pack. Promote Yarsa himself. We're actually all on the same staff level. We're gonna be getting to that, Sleazy. I'm not saying buff it up some part, let's say mood fire. Okay, they're having a rebalance discussion in here. Yes, but the concern is there'd only be maybe like 2 teams participating. But that's something we want to explore. It's just a matter of how many people are going to play that. And then, you know, kind of like where would be. So how did you all feel about not having pregame this time? So we kind of went straight into tournaments. How did you all feel about not having that kind of informational pregame before? All right, have a good one, Yarsa. Notebook on weaknesses, patch notes for balance mod. Okay. What didn't you like there? Did you feel they weren't updated fast enough? Let me see what Flem said. Easy access to the patch notes. Got it. Okay. Yeah. We actually had them pinned, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, we need to find a better way to do that. I know they were in the rules, they were pinned, they're in the mod. I wish there was a way we could would like a repository help? We actually have space, actually. So utilize space on Ranald's gift. We actually have dedicated space that B-Fire wants to use for Fight the Tide. And that could be maybe some of our repository. I have to get with B-Fire on that. That man is controller king. Bounty Hunter changes made in the patch notes really late, so okay. And I think that's going to come down with giving them more time to experiment a little bit more. Having 5 minutes to say the changes and some quick caster theory craft what viewers would see could help new players. Okay, shout caster theory crafting. So I think maybe giving you some time, because I know we go straight into the tournament, Ishka, maybe giving you 15 minutes to talk about stuff. Okay, so we actually used to have multi-stream, but Twitch doesn't like you using a third party to stream them, and we'd get hit with this purple screen of doom that would say, watch this on Twitch, and that's why we don't do multi-streams anymore. So I agree, I would love that, but it's going to be a not so great viewing experience due to Twitch. Yeah, so exactly what I said, Flem. Beefire has a space on Reynolds Gift specifically for Fight the Tide. I can create a website for that, and maybe Beefire would help me host that. But the thing with it is it comes with hosting costs. And to be completely transparent, before we had subscriptions and stuff, tourney prizes were either through donations or I would say 80% of the time actually came from my own wallet. So I put a lot of time and money into this tournament, and I'm kind of getting to the bottom of how much I can foot it by myself. So let's see, QOL, tourney features. Okay, I agree. Recommended builds for newbies. Rebalance. I would love Fat Shark to sponsor the tournament, but there's kind of like a conflict of interest there, and it's one of the things that I've discussed, I think maybe it was with Incan, is that if you have Fat Shark sponsor it outside of prizes, we kind of almost become beholden to what they want the tournament to be rather than what the community wants it to be. So yes, but also I'm a little scared to go in that route. It depends what Fat Shark sees as sponsoring, I guess. I mean, I guess they're already kind of sponsoring it. Do you guys hear that, Okay, no, I've got the filter on, but there's someone's doing lawn mowing outside. Game provided by Fat Shark. Yeah, it's a lawnmower. Yep, yard work. I'm sorry. It's yard work. I'm really, really sorry. So we do have an opportunity for merch. So I will tell you what I'm thinking of for merch is going to be hoodies, shirts, enamel pins, and I thought of doing, like, instead of enamel pins, like custom, like, medals you could buy, but I think it's gonna be those three things. And what I'm thinking of doing is, instead of doing a bulk order, is doing a pre-order and doing a pre-order sale and then buying them and shipping them out that way. Yeah, I think, and we'll discuss this for the charity stuff. Entry fee, I like the idea. I just don't know if it's going to be a barrier to entry for people who can't afford it. I cannot give 3D print characters. Games Workshop would shut us down as much as I would like to do that. Site for Tourney. Okay, we can offer some Vermintide themed emotes on Discord, Twitch, or something. So we do have an emote now. I think we have plans to do more. We're just kind of doing it per season. There's no way GW would let us do this. I love GW dearly, but they are not kind to the community. They are not kind to the community. If they're not making money off of it, they want nothing to do with you, and then we'd be beholden to GW's whims, and that's not a route I want to go into. They are they are extremely petty and green with envy, and that's not a route I want to see this go into, sadly. Once Games Workshop becomes involved, it's theirs. Like, we would no longer have control over it. And we'd be bound by Game Workshop restrictions. So, yeah. I agree. We could try to make a website happen for sure. Hedge is our savior, our protector and savior. Shh, sleazy. They don't need to know that. Whole 5 points. All right. Any other things you feel that we can kind of go forward on into the future? Yeah, and the people in China can't actually access Discord, and some people are on VPN. Highlight video about the Tourney would be fun to watch. So, highlight videos. I think someone did one last time, and then InCan is working on analysis, so there will probably be some highlights as well. But yeah, like, are you thinking like kind of like the way CSGO and Halo do like these montages, like these really cool like 5-minute highlight montages? That could be something. Okay. Okay. We can work on that. I'm gonna have to find someone who video edits, otherwise I'm gonna have to learn. I do a little bit of video editing, but I'm not like Tim. What does it say here? There's more room for utilize bot more for signups, scoring, time, etc. Can you describe that a little bit more? Yeah, we have formats, but I have my notebook next to me, so I'm writing down the different formats that people have as well. Yeah, if you want to help with that, Random, absolutely. Yeah, the last time we had people do clips. Information, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, let me open up Discord here. It's in the videos team. Yeah, this is one of them. I think Rip the Jacker made it. I need to highlight that on the Fight the Tide YouTube, and I think that's another thing we need to do. So, stronger promotion of Fight the Tide YouTube, because I still get a lot of questions about it, and it's even though it's linked, I feel a lot of people don't know it exists yet. Yeah, he's great. Is it 6 hours? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so let us move on to the last part of this. Of the charity tournament. So this is going to be more open format of what we're thinking and you guys to kind of comment and discuss it. So what we're thinking is there's obviously going to be a Dutch spicy tier. There is going to be perhaps an entry fee. There's going to be a place for people to donate. There's going to be so winner chooses charity from predefined list. And that's simply so the winner doesn't choose a charity that's like a scam or something like that unknowingly. So there's going to be a predefined list of charities that we're going to like community vet. It is community created, so that way the community can decide what they're passionate about. And there's going to be merch, probably merch that people can pre-order if they don't want to donate directly. So now it's just going to be a flat entry fee, probably something low, like, I don't know, €5 for the entire team. We do have a trailer for OS, well, at least for Dwan's. We don't have a trailer yet for Onslaught series yet, but I think a trailer for the charity tourney would be great. There's gonna be like $5, €0, whatever the... most people are European in this tournament, but it's gonna be fairly low effort, yeah. I don't want it to be something like $15 per team. No, keep it low. Yep, it says right there. So merch. So there's not going to be. We do want to sell merch to get money for prizes. So any donations you have, any bits, any subs for like outside the charity tournament goes to the Fight the Tide channel, and we use that to buy prizes and things like that. But for this, we'll be selling merch for donations. There's going to be, for people who don't want merch, they can just donate directly, and there might be an entry fee. All right, good luck, Hedge. Thanks for dropping by. We appreciate you. What is something that you all want to see? As much as I want to like have the body pillows to be able to sell, if Games Workshop gets wind of that, they will shut me down. So unfortunately, we do have a Sienna body pillow, but I can't sell it. I'm sorry. Maybe the body pillow will be like a prize someday, but... yeah, Games Workshop will 100% stop your merch if you're making money off of it, even for charity. They don't play around, Shella. Charity? Fun in my Games Workshop? Never. I do like the Onslaught series hoodies. I don't think I will do embroidery on them again, just because they are ridiculously expensive. I would probably have to get them screen printed. You could sell a Pigmar hat? Someone would have to make it. And the only person who has that level of sewing skills is Moth, and I don't want her to be like creating a production line when she has a real world job. What tiers are you guys thinking of for the charity tournament? I did promise a Dutch spicy tier. I do, Sleazy. Merch, tees, hoodies, backpacks. Dwan's 3, okay. So for the backpacks, I do want to remind people that we are like only probably 2 or 3. Spicy, Dutch Spicy is probably going to have a different format, but I do want people to remember in terms of merch, to create something that's like a loot rat backpack or something like that is a very high lift for production, and something that I don't know if we're going to have the funds for. So, DM me something if you want to try to avoid paying taxes. So, Ishka and I discussed that, yeah, but yes, I will DM you. So perhaps an entry fee, Dutch Spicy tier, Dwan's Plus. Yeah, math. Well, so the way production works is if you create one, overall it's more expensive than creating multiple. It's just, if you've ever been part of a Kickstarter, production can take like 8 to 12 months. So it kind of has to be a low level of lift for merch to start. I think if it gets big, we could do something really cool, but you have to remember that you'd have to pay a designer, you'd have to pay the factory, the merchandise factoring. I can't imagine. Yeah. Fortunes of War doesn't apply to Dwan's, but I can't imagine that many people wanting to do Fortunes of War. Yeah, t-shirt, mugs, hoodies. We could probably do a backpack, a mouse pad, medals, lapel pins, things like that. I'd be interested to hear them if you could DM me, Grandis. Dwan's does work on a quiet drink. There are differences in Dwan's Plus versus Dwan's because a lot of modded players don't enjoy the drunk mechanic, and so that's been removed. Incursion, we've definitely thought about. We just need to figure out what that format is going to look like, and whether the creator of Incursion would be willing to not touch it. We could get some like art for that mug, maybe, Maya. How would you all prefer to donate? Do you prefer donating directly? Do you prefer getting merch out of it? Do you prefer it being like an entry fee? Do you prefer, like we did last time, like a specific amount of our subs goes to donations? Okay, that's fair, Sleazy. I love twins. The concern with twins is it's unstable and it does crash often. Seeding, as far as I know, doesn't quite work. We thought of doing seeds, but the person who was creating the seeded mod decided that, and probably rightfully so, that the way to create seeds without them constantly breaking when Fat Shark updated was not quite worth the lift. I have no problem with that. It's a matter of, do the rest of my staff feel like that? And then I guess you'd have to create it random. Someone would have to create it. Yeah, I want to make sure that what we choose is somewhat of a low level of work, because if we do the charity tournament with a new format, that means we kind of have to start working on it pretty much next month. We'd probably have I don't know, we'd have to think about it. So, like, if Core, it's gonna be up to Core, because that's his mod, right? And I don't want him overworking himself. We could do alternative format, Shala, for sure. Stickers, yeah, stickers. I do want to get some exclusive merch done specifically for this tourney. So you'll probably see something new from Midi and Kai come in. I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but I think it'll be cool. If you like the Onslaught logo, it'll definitely be kind of in line with that, but more charity driven. And when do you guys feel this charity tournament would happen? I know a lot of people, I don't know, it's been a while since I've been in college, so I'm not quite sure when exams are for people. I know most people are probably not going to be around for Christmas. Like, what is the best time for people for this tournament? So, I don't know, is the 20th? Like, let me pull up a calendar here. No, I don't want mail-in calendar to, just let me see a calendar, Microsoft, come on. Let's see, so the 17th is your exams, 20th is a Monday. So the 18th and the 19th would feasibly be the only times we could do this, because the next weekend is Christmas. Or we could do the 11th and 12th, but that's like exam week for people. So I feel it'd have to be the 18th to 19th. Let's see. December 18th, I can't spell. 18th, 19th, first week of January. Post Xmas to New Year's lead up. I feel that's when most people take vacation, at least at work, but I'm not sure. In college I did nothing, but my fear is the beginning of December as people are studying for exams. Maybe near the new year is kind of the way to go. Okay. Twelfth night tournament. We could do something like, this is just me, and I'd have to get with Ishka, but for promo could be like, 12 days of Vermintide or something like that, and we do the promo for 12 days or something like that. Exactly, 12 nights of Vermintide. I think Batchock did this in Vermintide 1 a while ago. And maybe we could create this content to put on their Twitter. How many days should this be? 3 days is a very heavy lift for our shoutcasters, and I kind of want the charity tournament to span 2, but That's up to you guys. How do you guys feel about 3 days versus 2 days? You know, so there is a way to do that. Maybe you can get like someone who knows how to mod into those to put the Santa hat on them. That could be fun if we figure out a way to do that. Who is it Crash or who is doing the stuff? So 3 days? 2 days since it's close to Christmas. So we need to decide 2 or 3 days. Like a holiday themed shoutcast? Oh, I have to talk to you off stream about what's going on for Halloween, Ishka. So I like the idea of 12 nights of Tourney, but again, some of us are working, like I work a full-time job, Sleazy works a full-time job, Inken's a student, Havoc's a student, Rob's a student. Most of us are kind of doing this around our free time, so I unfortunately can't take 12 days off of work to do Tourney stuff. 3 days is exhausting to maintain something, I will tell you that. But I do like the idea of 12 days of promotion, so we announce, and then starting at day 12, we do promotion and something like cute. I would like you to cast Sleazy. I think it could be fun. Payment when I get paid, Havoc. When Tourney Mom gets paid. Tourney Mom needs money to feed your mouths, okay? I need to feed my staff mouths. I'm just a lonely single mother dealing with however many staff I have. You will see that in Halloween, Maya. I got something cool for Halloween. That's not the Tourney, but there will be some cool stuff for Halloween. Yep, get the community involved. You don't even get hard bread, it's just stale bread and cheese, Havoc. Look. We're having that Sigmarite dinner today. Ah, Sigmarite dinner. I like that idea, Shella. It's gonna depend if those streamers want to do that. Some streamers help actively promote, and some of them are, I want to do my own thing, and I don't want to like force someone to do something. So for a streamer, I want them to get some gain out of that, and I don't know what that gain would be. Alright, so we're almost at the 2-hour mark here, or hour 30 mark. I have no idea what happened to JSat. He showed up and then disappeared. We love Jay, but he is hard to pin down. Small community is fine, Mr. Beasto. I get like 10 people, if that, on my stream, so I'm not really worried about people being like hardcore streamers. If they want to promote, we're not going to say no. Alright, so any final thoughts for the charity tournament? Any idea of where you want these to go? What kind of charities you all are excited about or passionate about. One of the things I like is I personally like a popo, and a popo is basically a charity that trains African pouch rats to look for landmines. But I'm not quite sure what other charities people are thinking of. Oh god, you're making me spell prosthetics? You're smarter than I am. There you go. Prosthetics. Your money goes into where you want. This is just kind of like a... Oops, I hit my mic. Just a brainstorm of what charities you're passionate about so we can put them on the list. Children, education, minorities, animals. I like Operation Smile. That's a pretty old charity. Operation Smiles. Cancer charities. The cancer charities, we'd have to really do some research on. Some cancer charities are not legit, so. Refugees. First responders and medical workers. Critical Role, yep. St. Jude's, yep. And again, just like there are places, yeah, but just like cancer ones, some veteran charities aren't what they say they are. So a lot of these we'd have to like check into their like charity navigator reports and stuff like that. Okay. St. Jude's is very ingrained with Twitch, so that might be easy to set up the most. I know the one you're talking about, and I don't know what I know the one you're talking about, but I can't think of what it is. But I know the one you're talking about. It's the one they bring like this gaming cart for those in hospitals. Operation Loot Drop? That sounds familiar. Maybe that's it. I think that's for veterans. Maybe. I don't remember. I do know I get emails from them. I don't know who Stephen Spawn is. Barstool Fund? That sounds familiar. Can you explain what that is, Sleazy? Able Gamers, that's it. Gaming for Hope. Any others? I think that's a good list so far. And we'll probably have like a poll later out for like an open, tell us what you think. Yeah, I'm familiar with Barstool Sports. Doctors Without Borders. That's another one I was thinking of, yeah. Fisher House, okay. Fortunately, I'm not in poverty, but sometimes my wallet does cry. All right, we have 2 minutes, so I'm going to kind of go back here. So, this is just 2 minutes to what you all are thinking, kind of closing thoughts. Do you guys have any additional thoughts before I close this down? I'm not wearing makeup today, so I apologize if my acne is on feature here, but UNICEF is still around. Yep. It's 3 a.m. and you should go to bed? Yeah. Aw, thank you. No, I'm not a normal human being. Shh, don't look. Alright. It has been almost 2 hours of this post-mortem. So I am going to conclude here. I want to thank everyone for showing up, giving these ideas and participating. This will probably be up on the YouTube when I upload the tiers later today. If you have any other feedback, feel free to put it in the Discord or put it in the YouTube comments or DM one of the staff members. And until then, I will see you all in the next Fight the Time stream. Take it easy, guys. And let's raid B-Chan.
Vermintide is designed from the ground up to be a truly challenging game, with something to offer players of all skill levels. In the last couple of weeks, however, we've been receiving a lot of troubling feedback. Apparently, the game is just too easy. To remedy this, we've been hard at work on a brand new difficulty. We didn't just want to stop at challenging, so we took everything we had, and then we doubled it.
And then we tripled it. Welcome to
Spicy,
the most challenging difficulty in any game ever. Prepare to cry.